So you're afraid of swimming in the open water. You are not alone. This affects experienced and new triathletes every single year. And with good reason. Like, there's so many variables that moving from the pool into the open water. There's the depth. My God, how far is that down there? There's certain places, there's visibility. I can't see my hand. And there's currents to take into account. And best of all, there's marine life. There are things living in there and you're swimming in their back garden. They will touch your hand, they will touch your foot, and it will frighten the bejesus out of you. So, what are we going to do about it? Well, I'm going to go through 5 top tips to help you overcome your open water swim anxiety so you'll have a great race day experience. Okay, tip number 1, somewhat paradoxically, is actually build up your swimming in the pool environment first. Swimming is a complex and it was a technical sport, and you don't want to learn as much about that in a controlled environment like a pool so you can actually get a good stroke. Don't worry about the open water, we will come to that. And if you're an absolute noob to swimming, consider getting one-to-one poolside coaching or join a masters or a tri club for someone to see poolside feedback, highlight what your actual main weaknesses are, and you'll improve a lot quicker. And look, if you're stuck for cash, get your friend who's the good swimmer in the group to bring you down and give you some pointers. You do need kind of eyes on what your stroke is. That said, even though we're in a pool environment, there are certain simulations we can do to actually kind of prepare us a little bit before we transition to the open water. One of those would be a mass swim start. 3 or 4, you start at the end of the lane and start swimming together. You're bumping off one another, you get to feel what that's like. Or just doing a little bit more drafting where you're swimming very close together and you can feel what it's like when someone bumps into you when you're trying to do your perfect pool stroke and you realize that throws you off. These will be things that will help you when you move into the open water. Tip number 2, it's getting to practice in the open water. People are scared of what they don't know, so it's key that we start actually practicing now that we've got a decent kind of pool swim stroke, that we bring that into the open water. Now there's some key things that we need to do here. First off is make sure you know the area you're swimming. Second is to go with a buddy or experienced swimmers who actually can give you hints and tips about the area. And third thing is make sure you have the correct equipment, especially from the safety side of things. One of the orange floats you can rely on and actually be visible throughout the swim. You're testing out your wetsuit, which will actually make you nice and buoyant. We'll come to that. And just gently ease these practices into your training. 5 minutes is perfect for your first one. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Just slowly build it up, because as you do that, your confidence in moving in the open water and dealing with currents and wildlife, etc., will greatly improve. Tip number 3. So the key thing about overcoming swim anxiety is try to get into a state of calm and try to be relaxed. You know the environment, you've talked to people, you actually have people around you, that should reassure you. And another top tip is, first thing I get my swimmers to do when they get in the water for the first time is in the wetsuit, roll over on their back and float. The wetsuit has a tremendous amount of buoyancy, so if you get in trouble, you can roll over and you can float. So that should reassure you. And just take your time, whereas you don't need to start swimming straight away. Tread water, look around your surroundings, get used to the water temperature. Just get into some almost Zen state where you go, actually, this isn't so bad. I've adjusted to the cold. As in the water's around me, I'm comfortable. Now what do I do? Tip number 4 is all about what you're breathing. A lot of people, when they get into the water and they dunk their head down straight away, they kind of panic and take a sharp intake of breath or start breathing quite shallow. That can actually lead to a panic attack. What you need to do, and this is part of point number 3 when we're getting relaxed, tread water for a while and just breathe. Slow, deep breaths. This will help relax you, it'll get your heart rate down, and then allow you to adjust to your surroundings. Another pro tip is actually pull the wetsuit out and let some water flow down the front of you. That helps the core body temperature adjust, and also your chest will get used to actually breathing in the whatever slightly colder water. And if you do find yourself kind of doing short, shallow breaths, again, remember you can roll over into your back, you can look at the sky and get your breathing controlled.
if in real trouble, signal to a friend and they'll come over and help you with that. It's all about just getting into a nice, comfortable breathing rhythm. Tip number 5 is trying to stay in control. Remember, you decide when you get your head in the water, you decide what stroke you do, you decide how fast or how slow you move. Don't feel under pressure that your buddies are getting away. If they are, and you're not comfortable with that, shout at the group, guys, slow it down, I'm new, and they will. No one wants anyone to get into a state of panic. And also remember, you don't have to start swimming freestyle straight off if you're not comfortable with it. A lot of people suffer from the face getting a bit of shock from the cold water. You can breaststroke, you can backstroke, whatever you need to do to, again, back to my last point, get the feeling of relaxation and calm. That's what you do. If you need to backstroke until you're comfortable or breaststroke, keep your head out of water, do that. Stay in control. Okay, guys, that's my top 5 tips to help you actually kind of keep calm in the water. First off is get good in the pool. Second off is slowly bringing yourself into some open water with making sure you're in control of the matter. Tip number 3 is keep relaxed. Tip number 4 is work on your breathing. Tip number 5 is stay in control. And then as you start with more control and you start swimming more regularly, you'll become a better swimmer, a stronger swimmer in the open water, and you'll have a great race day experience. So guys, hope that was useful. If it was, please do hit the like button and please subscribe, wherever that button's going to be, down that way. And if you want to see more tips on everything tri, swimming, biking, running, equipment, races, all of it. Okay? And remember, when you're moving, you're improving.